Secretary of the STUC.
Thank you.
Comrades, it gives me immense pride to see the trade union banners from across Scotland gathered in front of me here today. Trade unions, as Sam said, are at the forefront of anti-fascist and anti-racist activity across Britain. And it is quite right that they're here today in Glasgow to take part in this rally. Like you, I watched in horror the scenes a month or more ago as they unfolded before our eyes and on our screens of attacks on mosques, of people in their homes, of people in the streets, in cars, and the attempted arson of hotels housing asylum seekers. We watched the situation spread across towns and cities and heard the politicians and the media tell us that this came out of nowhere. Yet anti-racist campaigners were not surprised by this. We were shocked by the violence, but we were not surprised. As we have had years of the drip feed of racist language in the press, the scapegoating of refugees from Westminster, from political leaders, has become mainstream, and they go unchallenged in interview after interview on the media. The discussion on migration is reactionary and hostile, and social media is a toxic battlefield of misinformation. Overlay this with decades of Tory and neoliberal cuts, austerity, cuts in public spending, cuts in the NHS, and the lack of affordable housing, and you have the makings of violent disorder. And despite what the right-wing politicians and the media told us, let me be clear, these were not protests. These events were not organised by people with legitimate concerns. We need to name it for what it was. These were violent, racist and Islamophobic riots. And I want to acknowledge the fear and trauma caused in black and minority ethnic communities, and that these events do not impact us all equally. While austerity is felt by all working class people, the brutality of structural racism is only felt by our black and minority ethnic comrades. But amongst all of that, it was heartening and gave us hope to see the response to these attacks, where mosques opened their doors, sometimes to those that had been battering them down, where volunteers came to sweep the streets, to build walls, repair damage, and to bring food and drinks, genuine acts of practical support and solidarity. And tens of thousands of people attended rallies like this across the country to defend their communities and to say loudly, not in our name. That response, like today, gives us hope. Anti-racist campaigning is at the heart of trade unions' agenda on defeating fascism and also making sure we're in a world of justice and equality. And trade unionists stand with anti-racist campaigners across the country, as they did in Erskine, week after week for a year against the far right. In Elgin, in Perth, in Dumfries, trades councils and unions are involved in organising to keep the fascists and the racists off our streets. Every year we organise the St Andrew's Day March and Rally. It's a crucial point in the political calendar in Scotland. It's been happening for decades. Its 40 years anniversary is this year. It's a display of unity and strength against the far right. And it's a stand against discrimination and a celebration of a vibrant and diverse Scotland, the one that we want to live in. Never has this work been more important, but it's not just once a year, and it's not just today. It has to be every day in your workplaces and communities, to be anti-racist in your actions, to educate yourself and your colleagues about colonialism and our checkered history. In understanding the need for unity, we can pay good heed and listen to our sister and our teacher, Audre Lorde, who said, "You do not have to be me in order for us to fight alongside each other. And I do not have to be you to recognise that our wars are the same." Comrades, do not let the racists divide us. Do not let them speak without challenge or walk without our presence or be on our streets unless we are there. And I say it loud, there is no room for racists here.